We do this every day.
So we go, okay.
Okay.
Okay, so you saw the professional development. You've been doing it in your room. I came today to show you the questions and the connections. How did you see it different from how you've been doing it and what I did as far as the kids and engagement? Or
Right. Okay. So when you did it today, I liked how, and this is what I wasn't doing, was starting them out with like, I wonder why.
okay, that thing,
Was-
the thinking
yeah,
stuff.
wasn't that
Yes.
wonder? Okay. So yes, that STEM, I think, helped them, think about what you were asking.
Right.
And then when you were actually giving out the example, I think it really clicked with them. Like, oh,
That's what
this is what she wants. Before, I would just say, okay, so what do you think is going on? Like, what do you, like, from what you know,
Mhm.
what is going on?
Right.
And they would just look at me like, what are you asking, Miss Thompson? I'm like, well, I want this. But
Right.
And then I thought I was spoon feeding too much. But after watching you, yes, it probably will take a lot of spoon feeding for a little bit to get them thinking and get the connection going, what you're asking.
Yes, I think so.
It's going to click in the next month or two.
Yes, and the
Especially-
closer they get to first grade age,
Yeah.
it should. But you have to remember, first of all, they're kindergarten.
Yeah.
They don't have the oral or the vocabulary,
Right.
the language, the experiences.
The lack of exposure to. I
Yes.
noticed, like, even reading stories,
They don't
some
have.
of them can't even sit and listen to a story without not even, like, I lose them. It's
Right.
like, okay, I can tell no one has ever read to you at home because you don't even know how to sit down and listen to a story.
Exactly. So I would suggest maybe a poem that, like you had, was just one stanza,
Mhm.
short, maybe a little bit more meat
Okay.
to it, just because, like
See-
you said, they don't go to restaurants like you and I go to,
Mm-mm.
and they don't understand a platter.
Right. But at least now they kind of have the idea. Now maybe I should have brought in a platter
Yes.
from home and said, hey, look, this is a platter.
And that's a good suggestion, because like you said, and that let them actually see that it's
Hold it,
heavier
yeah.
than
Mhm.
like what they get in the cafeteria tray or whatever. That way
Right.
they can physically, because they, I'm sure, have no idea what a platter is. They
No.
are probably, you hear the word plate and
Yeah.
platter,
Mm-hmm.
so they realize it's like a plate, but they don't understand the massive.
Right.
It's not just your little plate that you sit at, and I'm sure most of these don't have plates.
They probably don't.
They probably have paper
They're
plates.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's easier.
Or
Who wants to
bowls.
wash
I mean, you know
dishes?
what I'm saying?
Right.
And so they're thinking, oh, cafeteria, styrofoam, throwaway trays.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, so my question after all of this is, do you have like certain like sentence stems, like how you get those connections going? Like
Yes.
those little questions, like you started out, because I was like, wow, if I would have had those, I would have been like, ooh, okay, I'm going to use this one today. And even Miss Keene was like, well, maybe she only has that one. And I'm like, no, because she was thinking, well, we could start it out saying, I wonder why, so.
Yes, and here's the downfall. That's in that comprehension connection. Let me see. That, let me grab mine. That I told you they had ordered the books for.
Right.
That it has the thinking stems in it.
So we're waiting for those to come
You're
in.
waiting for those to come in.
Gotcha.
Because what I was told was that the books had been ordered.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I came back and asked for the status on the books, where were they? Because
Right.
I was, Linda goes, oh, was I supposed to order those?
Oh no.
So they're not, they are now ordered and they're waiting.
Oh, so this is
So,
like.
This book, this is where, like, here's your inferencing, here's all the things, the ways you could do it. But like I said, I do the predict because
Yeah.
that's, first of all, it's an appropriate teak for our kiddos.
Right. So maybe we should just stick with.
I
I
would
predict.
stick with this one because that's a very easy one.
But I'm gonna take a picture
Go
of
for
that.
that.
Okay.
And I like this one too, maybe or perhaps. 'Cause
Yeah.
you can
So I was thinking too.
switch those. And then here's questionings. I wonder, what if, why.
Why? I don't understand. It confused me.
Now
Good.
some of these are a
Those
little
would be
upper level,
Mhm.
well, grade wise, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
Like
second,
how
third.
could, depending upon, you could do that one.
Probably mainly those three.
Yes. And this one is gonna be a tough one, the what if,
Yeah, I can see that.
because they're gonna have to come out of the box more so than I wonder and why.
Why.
And I combine these two.
I can see that. It makes them really think.
Yes.
I do like that because it really makes them, like, saw that one student. That was, like, really neat how she phrased that
Yes.
about the meat. Like, wonder why they
What-
have to eat
The opposite.
Yeah.
And that, to me, talk about your
She's-
higher order thinking, to realize he can't have the fat and she can't have the lean, which means they're doing the opposite
Right.
thing.
That was actually,
Is that usually her way of,
that's Miss Keene's kid, but.
oh,
But I had a couple of my kids actually answered that. I was like, whoa. And then the one that normally answers, he kind of just sat back and didn't say anything. And I'm like, I don't know if you intimidated him. I was like, that's your first grade teacher coming in. But yeah.
Okay, so here's the visualization. Now, when I taught 3rd and 4th grade, this is what I was talking about from the professional development, what I would make them write a sentence.
Mhm.
I don't make my 1st graders because we're
Not
not there. But I
at
do
the
make
end of
it,
the year, maybe.
maybe,
So-
but
Okay, so like when we're telling them to visualize,
use your 5
say
seconds.
those,
Yes.
feel. I'm gonna take a picture of that one too.
You know, when you're reading this poem, like for example, when there's when Jack Sprat could eat no fat.
Fat.
Okay, how would that taste to you? What would his food look like if he can't have fat? And
Some
to me
could
it
be
would
drawn
be
vegetables. Or
to me it
just
would be yucky food. But
Yeah.
I'm just flavorless.
Yeah,
but yes.
nothing good.
Yes. And then others like David would totally love it
Right.
because that's how he eats. And here's the synthesizing ones.
Okay, so which one do you?
I
normally-
use this one. I used to think, but now I think.
Okay.
Because if we talk about it, what I like to do is, okay guys, at the beginning of the week, on Monday when we first read this, what were your thoughts about, and then like, for example, whatever the title of our poem is, like we did pumpkins, what were your thoughts about the pumpkins before?
Yeah.
And then on Friday, by the time we've read it, we've dissected it and everything, I said, okay, but now after all of our talking, now what do you think?
Right.
And so it's kind of neat to see that even as 1st graders, how much their thinking can change
Right.
in a week.
Right. Okay.
So, especially with your kiddos and the fact that, the oral development that we did today with, understanding the lean and the fat
and the platter.
the
And cleaning it.
and
Licking it clean.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And how they were able, some were able to say, well, like Kenny, I ate all the banana pudding.
That was a bad moment.
I bet it was. Especially when you go in there and you're looking for some and
Oh,
you
yeah.
didn't get it. So they're starting to, to do that so that,
Yeah, he was connecting. He was
Yes.
making that connection.
how he totally hacked off his mom.
Yeah.
So, yes.
I mean, would you even use this one maybe too? Now I understand why.
You could maybe towards more of the depending upon the poem
Okay.
or whatever you're using for.
Okay, but mainly this one.
This is because it really shows a change in their thinking.
Yeah.
They've really processed it all week long.
Right.
And they've taken, and that's what I tell them. When we talk about Friday, we take in our Monday, we take in the Tuesday, the Wednesdays, and the Thursdays, and we're going to put it all together.
Okay.
And how has all of that changed the way we've thought about it?
Yeah.
About this topic or whatever.
Okay.
And then let me see, did I give you you have this one, this is the connections. And for your kiddos, I would say most of the time, it's going to be text to self.
Self.
How is it connecting back to their life?
Right.
Now, you could also, like I do for these kiddos, because it's our 1st grade world, or the world of Welder.
Right.
Or do you see any of this out in Welder? And most of the time, it's no.
Right. So yeah, like I used today to the world because restaurant.
Right.
That's outside.
Yes. So personally,
Yeah.
for what I do for my kids, is I make them connect back to their personal world,
Right.
and then I give them the text to text and text to world.
Oh, okay. So you give them like examples.
Yes. Like we read, what did we read? When we were doing My Big Fat Pumpkin, we did The Vanishing Pumpkin. And I said, guys, remember in the Vanishing Pumpkins, how the pumpkin was so
Right.
big? and they're like, oh yeah,
Right.
because they're just not developmentally
Yeah.
at that level.
Right.
Because they're still at the me stage.
Right. See, like last time we did the one with the jack on no, it was the ship one. And we were just talking about the ship on vocabulary. And I'm like, remember in the video how the queen was with the guy on the ship? And they're
Right.
like, oh yeah. I said, okay, so visualize that. And so when they actually went and visualized
Mm-hmm.
the boat, I mean, you should have seen some of the boats that were, I'm like, wow. But it was like taking that.
Yes.
So yeah, that was more text to text.
But so that's where I would help stretch their thinking
Mm-hmm.
on text to text and text to world.
World.
Because
Okay.
they are, I mean, their age groups, Clarendon and First, they're it's me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
so that will help, just doing that would help build their experiences.
Right.
And so I would, whatever poem you're gonna use for the week,
Mm-hmm.
I would have like, you could do on the vocabulary, find something that
Right.
would help,
And then another, like maybe a story.
something that would help with that experiences, cause
Right.
they just don't have it. Virtual field
Yeah.
trips,
Yeah.
something like that.
Like we're going to the castle to build, like, what's a castle?
Well, yes.
They're gonna
And
see
you
it.
know what you should do? You're going Friday, tomorrow,
Mhm.
this Friday? Monday, too bad if you could, you'll have time to find a poem with
With
a
the
castle.
Yeah, so they can relate to it.
Yes, and that would be perfect connection timing.
That's true.
And that's world
Right.
to text.
To text, yeah. I have to do that to see what we can
Mhm.
find. Okay, and that was another question even Miss Keene had. Okay, so when we were doing the genre,
Yes,
so some of these are nursery rhymes. Are they considered poems?
yes.
Poetry?
Yes.
That's
So
what I
rhyme,
told her.
you're
I
right.
said that's why I put poem. And she's like, okay. She goes, I've been putting nursery rhyme. I'm like, well, it's a kind of poem.
And then what you would do is I would do that. I would show that it's a non-literary fiction is what it's
Right.
really called, but they don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like
Way over there.
yeah. But I would put poetry
Mhm.
and then list out nursery rhyme because it has the rhyming words, it has the
Mhm.
rhythm,
Yeah.
a lot of them have the alliteration and all the poetic elements.
Right.
So
And that's another thing we were missing was that rhythm.
rhythm,
So we're
yes.
gonna add that to our lessons too.
Yes, and that way they
That's good.
can, and they'll be able, because like for first grade, it's just that they have to know it's a stanza,
Mhm.
rhyme, and rhythm, and alliteration,
Okay.
and those are the four, and so that's
Yeah,
what
see,
we
we're doing alliteration
Mm-hmm.
this 6 weeks, 9 weeks, whatever. We're at 6 weeks. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, we got the Peter Piper picked up. Yeah, that one. Or I'm gonna be like, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Sally sells cheese
Yeah.
show. Oh my God, yes. Yeah, so that's just kind of,
Cool.
what I do. But
Okay.
you have these now, but they are coming.
Okay, that really helped today because I
Okay.
feel like that connection and watching those kids really, they were engaged.
Yes. I mean, to me, they were. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, they were more engaged than what I normally have them engaged because,
And you
I
could see
was
their
like-
little wheels.
yes,
They
I
were
was like,
really.
wow, look at them. They
Mhm.
were really thinking.
Mhm.
Even that one that didn't get to answer because he couldn't come up with the right wording, but I could tell he was thinking.
You could see it in his eyes. You could see that he had it. He didn't know how to get it out.
Yeah, because he's ESL.
Right.
But that will come too.
Yes, through all this oral
Mhm.
language development.
Exactly.
And for him, you might have him draw. I mean, does he draw? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I think he does. He's Miss King's. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And maybe even the fact that he could draw it, then you could, hopefully label the picture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Orally, to where
Exactly.
he could tell you
What he was thinking.
right.
Mhm.
Because you could see he had it. He
Oh,
just
he did.
couldn't. He didn't even know how to get it out there.
No, he didn't. He had so many probably ideas.
Oh,
Yeah, I hated that because he was just sitting there like,
but you could see. I mean,
Yeah.
you could just see the gears going.
right. So hopefully maybe the more we do these,
I think so. The more language that
Yeah.
he's getting used to.
and the comfort.
Mhm.
And plus, they were all together, so his comfort
Oh, it was totally
Was-
shot. Yes.
and a new person in there. He's
Scary first grade
I
teacher.
know, yeah.
Oh.
We really, yeah. We upped it up. Like, yeah, she's coming in to watch you. She's going to see what you're made of. Yep.
That meanie first grade teacher, yes. So, well, good. If you need me to come back in again or whatever, just,
Okay.
shoot me. I don't mind. Because then it works out good because that's my conference. And then you can see and watch too.
And I really appreciate it
You're
because,
welcome.
man, that really just opens
But it's
up.
just amazing to me that even, I mean, like pre-K is doing it, y'all are doing it. And it's like
Right.
Dorothy said, she said, it's amazing from like reading stories and stuff, and then starting this, how their thinking has
Yes.
totally changed.
Digs deeper.
Mm-hmm.
More
And I
than
had
what
one of
we-
my, yes, I had one of mine today said, you know, Miss Laughlin, I said, yes. I really like it when we're on the I wonder days. And I said, well, yes, but we're not, that's not what we're doing with this right here. It's because it was out of our reading streak. He goes, so I'm going to do that with this. I know it's not our poem, but I'm wondering why this kid is spotting his mother.
Wow.
And so that's a very good thing. So it's transferring.
Yeah,
I was
into
like-
his reading.
Yay! Yeah.
That's awesome.
Isn't that awesome? So, I mean, just think the possibilities.
Oh yeah, all the way up.
Mm-hmm. And it's really, it's pretty simple.
Yeah. No, this is cool. I
Yes.
like it.
Thank you.
And thank you again for
You're
coming
welcome.
because
Good. Well, I'm glad it makes sense now.
it clarified more.
Good.
Yeah. At our level.
Yes.
You know, because during the whole presentation,
It
it
was
was
kind of-
different. Yeah,
right.
but I mean, it made so much sense, and I was so excited. I'm like, I'm gonna go back in this room and I'm gonna do this. That Monday, I was like, okay, I got this. Tuesday, I was like, why don't you answer?
yeah.
I was like, you made it look so easy. I'm like, okay, I'm not getting it. Wednesday, they can visualize.
Right.
We were good. Thursday, Friday, but Tuesday,
But those are those thinking Tuesday,
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday are the thinking days.
yeah, they are.
I mean, and they're not just surface level thinking.
No, they're not.
They've
So
got
this is good.
Mhm.
I'm excited.
Good.
I'm excited to see
the
how.
growth.
Yeah. Just to watch these kids every year.
Mhm. That's what would be so cool is to take like a video documentation
Of each, yes.
of these kiddos, you know, as a grade level
Right.
and see.
How they are when they're in 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be exciting.
I know.
I hope to see their test scores go
Way up.
up.
Yes.
Because we're not teaching by the test. This
No.
is actually
What you want good readers to do.
Mhm.
To comprehend
Exactly.
and check. Yes.
perfect.
And it's something like my Carter today. He's the one who did that. They can take and apply themselves. You know, once they have gotten in the swing of it,
Yeah.
you don't have
Yeah.
to be there.
Isn't that amazing?
know.
That's cool.
So yes.
Awesome.
All right.
All right.
Well, thank you. Again, if you need me, you know how to find me.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
You know me.
Cab.
Yeah.
Help.
You have been awesome.
Oh, well,
Thank
good.
you. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Just
All right.
doing what I love.
Yeah,
Being
and it
me.
shows. That's what